Did you know that nearly half of all heart attacks occur without any obvious warning signs? It's shocking, but true. Many people assume that a heart attack always comes with sharp chest pain or sudden collapse, but that's not always the case. In fact, the symptoms can be so subtle that they're easily missed or mistaken for something less serious. This misconception can be deadly because recognizing these silent signs early could be the difference between life and death. Today, we're going to talk about the subtle signs that may show up as early as a month before a heart attack. These signs are often overlooked, but they're your body's way of sending out a distress signal. By being aware of these early warnings, you can take action before it's too late. Let's dive into the details and learn what your body might be trying to tell you. Sign number 1, unusual fatigue. Let's talk about something we all experience from time to time, fatigue. But what if that tiredness isn't just from a long day at work or not getting enough sleep? What if it's something more serious? Unusual fatigue, the kind that doesn't seem to go away no matter how much rest you get, could be an early warning sign of a heart attack. Imagine this: you're going about your daily routine, but suddenly, you're exhausted by the simplest tasks. Walking up the stairs leaves you feeling like you've just run a marathon. You find yourself needing to sit down and catch your breath more often than usual. This isn't the normal kind of tired, it's a deep, bone-weary fatigue that doesn't match your usual activity level. This kind of fatigue happens because your heart isn't pumping as efficiently as it should. When your heart struggles to supply enough oxygen-rich blood to your body, your muscles and tissues start to feel the strain. They're not getting the fuel they need, and in response, your body slows down, leaving you feeling drained and exhausted. But here's the tricky part: it's easy to brush this off as stress, aging, or just being overworked. And that's what makes it so dangerous. This kind of fatigue often creeps in gradually, so you might not even notice how much it's affecting your life until you look back and realize you're not able to do the things you used to without feeling wiped out. So, if you're experiencing this kind of persistent, unexplained fatigue, don't just chalk it up to getting older or being busy. Your body could be trying to tell you something important. Listen to it. And if this fatigue feels out of the ordinary, it's worth talking to your doctor. Catching this early could give you the chance to take action before something more serious happens. Sign number 2, sleep disturbances. Let's talk about sleep, something we all need but often don't get enough of. But what if your sleep is suddenly disrupted in ways that feel unusual? We're not just talking about a bad night here and there, but consistent sleep disturbances that seem to come out of nowhere. Believe it or not, this could be an early sign that something's going on with your heart. Picture this: you've had a long day, and all you want is a good night's rest. But when you lie down, you just can't seem to get comfortable. Maybe you're tossing and turning, unable to find that perfect position. Or you might wake up in the middle of the night, struggling to catch your breath, or with a sudden feeling of anxiety or dread that you just can't explain. These aren't just random sleepless nights, they could be your body's way of signaling that your heart isn't functioning properly. When your heart is under stress, it can disrupt your sleep in ways you might not expect. Your body relies on your heart to maintain a steady flow of oxygen throughout the night, but when your heart is struggling, this process can be interrupted. You might wake up feeling like you've just run a marathon, even though you've been in bed all night. Or maybe you're waking up more frequently, unable to get back to sleep, and feeling more restless than usual. These disturbances can also come with physical symptoms like shortness of breath or a racing heart, which can make it even harder to relax and get the rest you need. Over time, this lack of quality sleep can leave you feeling more fatigued and stressed during the day, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. It's easy to dismiss these sleep problems as stress or just a part of life, but if they're new or persistent, it's important to pay attention. Your sleep is a window into your overall health, and disruptions could be an early sign that your heart is trying to tell you something. If you're noticing these changes, it's worth discussing them with your doctor to make sure your heart is healthy and strong. Sign number 3, shortness of breath. Shortness of breath. It's something we all experience from time to time, especially after exercise or during stressful moments. But what if you find yourself short of breath while doing something simple, like walking to the mailbox or even just sitting down? This could be a sign that your heart is struggling, and it's something you shouldn't ignore. Imagine this: you're going about your day, maybe taking a short walk or doing some light housework, when suddenly you feel like you can't catch your breath. It's not the kind of breathlessness that comes after a workout. It's more like you've just climbed a steep hill, even though you haven't done anything strenuous. Your chest might feel tight, or you might even feel dizzy. This isn't just being out of shape, it's a signal that your heart might not be getting enough oxygen to your body. When your heart isn't pumping efficiently, your lungs can't get the oxygen they need to keep up with even mild physical activity. This can lead to a feeling of breathlessness that's hard to shake. You might find yourself needing to stop and rest more often, or feeling winded after activities that never used to be a problem. It can be subtle at first, but over time, it becomes more noticeable and harder to ignore. This kind of shortness of breath can happen even when you're not doing anything at all. You might wake up in the middle of the night feeling like you're gasping for air, or you might find it difficult to breathe when you're lying flat. These are all red flags that something might be going on with your heart. It's easy to brush this off as getting older or just being out of shape, but if this shortness of breath is new or getting worse, it's important to take it seriously. Your body is trying to tell you something, and it's crucial to listen. Don't wait until it's too late. Talk to your doctor if you're experiencing unexplained shortness of breath. It could be the early warning sign that helps you avoid something much more serious down the road. Sign number 4, indigestion or nausea. Indigestion and nausea, two things we often chalk up to something we ate or maybe just a bit of stress. But what if these symptoms are actually trying to tell you something more serious? What if they're not just a sign of a stomach issue, but a warning from your heart? Picture this: you've just finished a meal, and instead of feeling satisfied, you're left with an uncomfortable sensation in your chest or stomach. It's that familiar feeling of indigestion, maybe some bloating, or a slight burning sensation that you assume is just heartburn. You might even feel a bit queasy, like you're on the verge of nausea. It's easy to reach for an antacid and move on, but this could be your body's way of signaling that something's wrong with your heart. When the heart is under stress, it can send confusing signals to the rest of the body. Sometimes, what we think is indigestion is actually the heart struggling to pump blood effectively. This can lead to discomfort in the chest or abdomen, mimicking the symptoms of a digestive issue. The connection between the heart and the digestive system is closer than we might think, and when the heart is in distress, the stomach often feels it too. Nausea can also be a surprising sign of heart trouble. It's not the kind of nausea that passes quickly, it's persistent, and it doesn't seem to be linked to anything you've eaten. It might come on suddenly, or it might be a low-level discomfort that just won't go away. In either case, it's important not to dismiss it as just an upset stomach. These symptoms can be particularly misleading because they seem so ordinary. We've all had indigestion or felt nauseous at some point, so it's easy to ignore them. But if you're experiencing these symptoms without a clear cause, especially if they're new or unusual for you, it's time to pay attention. Your body could be trying to warn you that your heart needs help. If you notice these signs, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. It could be the key to catching a heart issue before it becomes something more serious. Sign number 5, dizziness or lightheadedness. Dizziness or lightheadedness, two sensations that can catch you off guard, often when you least expect it. You might brush it off as standing up too quickly or not having enough water, But what if these moments of feeling unsteady are actually your heart's way of sending out a distress signal? Imagine this: you're sitting down, maybe reading a book or watching TV, and when you stand up, the room suddenly spins. Or perhaps you're out for a walk, enjoying the day, when you suddenly feel like you might faint, your vision blurs, or you get a wave of lightheadedness. These aren't just random occurrences, they could be signs that your heart isn't pumping blood as efficiently as it should be. When your heart struggles to circulate blood, your brain might not get the oxygen it needs, leading to that dizzy, off-balance feeling. It's like your body's warning system kicking in, telling you that something's not right. These episodes might be brief, but they're not something to ignore, especially if they happen more than once or seem to come out of nowhere. It's easy to dismiss dizziness as just a part of aging, or maybe a sign that you're a bit dehydrated. But when it's connected to your heart, the cause is far more serious. Your heart might be working overtime, trying to push blood through narrowed or blocked arteries, and in the process, it's struggling to keep up with your body's demands. This can lead to moments where you feel faint, weak, or unsteady on your feet. These sensations can be particularly frightening, especially if you've never experienced them before. It's tempting to sit down and wait for them to pass, but if you're having recurring episodes of dizziness or lightheadedness, it's time to take action. Your body could be trying to tell you that your heart needs attention. Don't wait until it's too late. Talk to your doctor and make sure your heart is in good health. Addressing these symptoms early could prevent something much more serious down the road. Sign number 6, mild chest discomfort. Mild chest discomfort, it's easy to brush off as something minor, maybe just a bit of indigestion or the result of a stressful day. But what if that mild ache or pressure is more than just a fleeting annoyance? What if it's your heart trying to tell you something important? Picture this: you're sitting quietly, maybe working at your desk or watching TV, when you start to feel a slight pressure in your chest. It's not sharp or intense, but it's there, an uncomfortable sensation that you can't quite pinpoint. It might feel like a tightness, a dull ache, or even a sense of heaviness. You might think, it's probably nothing, and move on with your day. But this kind of mild discomfort could be an early warning sign of a heart attack. When your heart isn't getting enough oxygen-rich blood, it can cause discomfort in your chest. This isn't the dramatic, crushing pain we often associate with heart attacks, it's more subtle. The discomfort might come and go, and it's easy to mistake it for something less serious, like indigestion or muscle strain. But here's the thing: any kind of chest discomfort, no matter how mild, shouldn't be ignored, especially if it's new or different from what you've felt before. This mild chest discomfort can happen during everyday activities, or even when you're at rest. It might be triggered by stress, physical exertion, or for no obvious reason at all. And while it's tempting to dismiss it as nothing to worry about, it's your body's way of signaling that something's not right with your heart. If you're experiencing this kind of discomfort, don't wait for it to get worse. Your heart is trying to communicate that it's under strain, and catching this early could make all the difference. Talk to your doctor, describe what you're feeling, and let them help you determine if it's something that needs further attention. It's always better to be safe and take care of your heart before something more serious happens. Now, out of all the signs we've talked about, there's one that you should never, ever ignore: mild chest discomfort. This might not be the dramatic, crushing pain you've heard about, but that's what makes it so dangerous. It's subtle, easy to dismiss, but it's your heart's way of telling you that something serious could be happening. If you ever feel this discomfort, whether it's a tightness, pressure, or even just a strange sensation, don't hesitate. This is the moment to take action, because ignoring it could cost you your life. Time is everything when it comes to your heart, so if you experience this sign, don't wait. Get help immediately. To recap, we've discussed 6 subtle signs that your body might be giving you a warning: unusual fatigue, sleep disturbances, shortness of breath, indigestion or nausea, dizziness or lightheadedness, and mild chest discomfort. These are signals you can't afford to ignore. Being proactive about your heart health can truly save your life. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you experienced any of these signs? Share your story in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about how to keep your heart healthy, check out our next video where we dive into essential heart health tips. Your heart will thank you.